Welcome to the driver's seat. We're in Thousand Oaks, California for the launch of the 2019 mid-cycle refreshed Honda Pilot. When Honda launched this Pilot 3 years ago, they didn't do a lot of off-road capabilities and they felt like something was missed. Now, a lot of times we buy products, for example, a deep sea diving watch like a Rolex Submariner, $10,000, $15,000, and no one even takes it below 10 feet. So we're not even scratching the capabilities. And that's what Honda is saying about this vehicle. Most people who buy a 2019 Pilot are not going to do a fraction of what we're doing today. But guess what? It's capable, and it's good to know that your Pilot can do it. We're here with about a dozen other journalists, and we're the only ones on the off-road course. Honda went through great lengths to put this together, and I gotta tell you, it's very impressive. Last week I was driving the new Silverado, and this is even more challenging. What those guys are focusing on are things like the new grille and the new bumper and the new headlights, which are all impressive. The rear of the vehicle has also been redesigned. The reverse lights have been moved up from the bumper up towards the tail lights, and it just gives it a cleaner, sleeker look. Overall, the car just looks more polished. Under the hood, you have the same 3.5-liter V6. Lower trim levels get a 6-speed. The upper trim levels get a reworked 9-speed automatic that is really quite lovely to drive. The big news on the inside, where you spend most of your time, is that they've upgraded the infotainment. Now it's very similar to the Honda Odyssey. You get things like Cabin Talk. You also get Honda Sensing, which is their suite of safety systems as standard. So that makes the vehicle even more pleasant to drive. One of the complaints that people had of the current model is that the captain's chairs were only available on the Elite, which is what we're driving. Now they've made the captain's chair, which makes it 7 instead of an 8-passenger vehicle, available on Touring. Typically, when we're driving family crossovers, we don't even come close to doing some of these off-road exercises that Honda has laid out. This one in particular, we're at about a 35 degree angle. This is the kind of stuff you do in Jeeps and Range Rovers, not Honda Pilots. This is extremely impressive. All right, that might be a little extreme, but you could find yourself in some sand. We're in a sand pit right now, and as you can see, with the traction management system, it's always detecting any kind of slip, and it's just doing a brilliant job. But really, I think this is the most impressive exercise, the frame twister. You can see it from the outside just how severe this is. You want to talk about twisting a frame, that's exactly what this is doing. And you can see just all the systems working to just keep you and your family safe. You would never do this in your Pilot. You probably wouldn't even do it in your Jeep, but it's nice to know you can. This is such a capable vehicle. I'm really impressed. And right now we're going to have this front right wheel in a second. It's going to be up about 4 feet in the air. Whoa! That was fun. Now we're going to do some rock crawling. These are some serious boulders here. But they're no match for the Pilot. I'm impressed. I'm extremely impressed. So next time your neighbor who's driving a Tahoe or Toyota 4Runner says, "Oh, why'd you get that Pilot? It's soft. It's basically a minivan," tell them, actually just show them this video. Now we're entering the hills and mounds section. Again, these are some pretty deep ruts, about a foot deep, maybe deeper in some areas. Look at this thing, just twisting, bending, no problem. And we're the 4th wave, so think about it. Journalists have been banging on this thing all week. No creaks, no rattles. Love it, love it. Shows you just how capable vehicles are today, especially the Honda Pilot. If you're thinking about a Highlander or an Explorer, you should ask that dealer if he has any video of those vehicles doing the same thing. Look at this. Let's just say you're up on a hill like this. You let go of the brake. You got 3-4 seconds where it just holds you. Hill ascent hold. That's impressive stuff. Let's do one more thing. This is the fun part. We could go really, really fast. That concludes the off-road portion of the 2019 Pilot. It proved Honda's point that this vehicle is extremely capable, and some of the off-road tests were very extreme in my opinion, especially for a family crossover. So It helps to shed that stigma that this is a minivan without sliding doors. This is clearly not a minivan without sliding doors. This is a very capable family crossover. And I like the improvements that they've made on the exterior as well as the interior. It's hard for me to find some flaws in this vehicle, and I don't want to sound like I'm some kind of paid spokesperson, but at the end of the day, Honda built an amazing product here. If I do have to complain about something, I'll say it's the price. To have to spend $55,000 for a family crossover is a little bit extreme, but on the other hand, Explorer and Highlander, for example, they're right up there, so pricing is on par. You can still get a Kia or a Hyundai for less money, but you're going to pay at the resale value. It's comfortable, has plenty of power. I guess if there's one other thing I would complain about is that Honda seems to really separate the lower trim levels from the upper trim levels when it comes to some features. Also, the transmission. Why have two transmissions? You have a 6-speed for the lower end, a 9 for the upper end. We've been driving the Elite. It's got the 9-speed, and this is really the best transmission. It's fuel efficient, it's responsive, and I wish they would just put it throughout. So there you go. Two small complaints about the 2019 Pilot. The Honda Pilot is already the best-selling 3-row family crossover in America, and now it just got better. Honda's theme for the 2019 mid-cycle refresh is ready for adventure. As you can see with the vehicle behind me, a kayak on the roof, a mountain bike inside. This is a very impressive vehicle that just got better. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on The Driver's Seat.